Hello guys, welcome to another Dirt Rally VR Daily. It is Sunday, it's a long stage. It is Sunday, right? Yeah, I hope it's Sunday. It's a long stage. We're gonna do Hamra in Sweden with the Sierra Cosworth RS500. I just had one practice run to wake up and I was 1 minute behind poor Hamra at the 624. And I wrecked so much. I spun 3 times and I don't know. I hit a bridge, like the railing thing, and had a few really hard nudges on the snowbanks. So, wow, this is gonna be tough. Sweden is rough. It's just you gotta be so precise everywhere. After the race, we're gonna take a quick peek at the force feedback settings that Siegfried Ander asked about in the comment for the last video. We're gonna talk a bit about that and the console, how they handle the force feedback, strength and so on. But we're gonna do the daily first. So I'll see you in there. One guy asked if I'm using the clutch, and yes, I am. When you're not using the clutch, I tried it actually, the first VODs that I pre-recorded for YouTube, and you're losing so much time in between gear changes. You can hear when people are using the clutch and when they're using automatic. Especially with this car, it's easy with the clutch, actually. It has such a weird power band, this car. Nighttime mist. I hate mist using Rift. It's not fun. Nighttime doesn't matter that much in Sweden. It's almost easier sometimes since you see the banks better, unless you have knocked your lights out. Okay, let's go. Wish me luck. This is like a 5.5, 6.5 minute run, depending on how much you wreck them. It's one of the fun routes at least. And it's a fun car. Almost overdid it straight away. I'm going way too wide. I'm losing seconds already. Wow. In warm-up, I did this part so good. Not kidding, I did it perfectly and now I'm messing up. Wow, come on. That's one touch on the banks. I feel like I'm having some rubber banding again. Where is that coming from? I had the same yesterday. And in some previous video as well. In practice I was using the standard setup and this feels weird somehow. This is not the standard. Maybe it's slippery because it's mist. I don't know. I would say we lost about 10 seconds being out by the side of the road. Wow. That one I didn't miss in practice. Luckily, lots of other people find Sweden very hard as well. So you don't really need, you can actually get through this with a couple of mistakes and still make top 10 even. This probably won't be a top 10, but still. Facts. I'm locking up so much. I'm braking too hard. Sweden and Monte Carlo, that's my nemesis. Both of those are so rough. I mean, the grip on Sweden is fantastic. It's a gravel feel. But seriously, with these snowbanks. Oh, hello. And that minute I was, or 50 seconds I was behind in the practice round, that gave me a 69th spot on the leaderboard for this stage. A minute behind, guys. A minute. And 69th. That is completely crazy. I would say that shows how hard this stage is. You could like crawl through it and still have a top 100 on Hamra, Sweden in the 70s. Or 80s, I mean. Whoops, misshift. I'm trying to take it a bit more careful now. Driving with a bit more caution. That bloody fan of my T500, man. That failing fan sound that triggers me so bad. You don't really need triggering on Sweden on a long stage. It's hard enough. Wow, we got through it. We survived. Not bad. 6:05, so I was 19 seconds faster than my previous run. And on this stage, I'm 6:05. I'm 30 seconds behind number 1 spot on the overall leaderboard. Wait. 6:05. Current best time 6:10. That has to be wrong. No, heck, it started an hour ago. Never mind. I'm still in my old time zone. I was always doing the dailies at the end of this end of the daily, like 10 minutes before it ended, and now I'm doing them in the beginning. So I would expect Pork Hammer to go at about 5:35, 5:45 somewhere if he has a good run. So we should be half a minute behind the leader in this daily. And there are lots of other fast people as well. I am so bad at Sweden. But yeah, that was the daily. We're gonna have a quick peek on these settings as well in the menus, like I promised, and see if we can chat about that a bit. Settings. We can start with the preferences, I think. Yes, I am running manual H pattern with a TH8 RS with a clutch. Just because in the end, even though you have a few misshifts, you're bound to be faster with a clutch. And I've improved my times very much since switching to clutch from using an automatic clutch. And some cars just suddenly become drivable with the clutch. Clutch override to be able to kick it out of corners if you need it. With the Sierra, it's definitely needed. Automatic launch control, no thanks. ABS, not needed. Traction control, hell no. Stability off, entire HUD. I have co-driver calls on normal, but I don't have it active. And I don't think the field of view actually changes anything. Unless it changes the view in game for the mirrored view. I can actually test that one to give you a broader view in game. I'm not sure. Hey, it doesn't. No, wait. The camera view doesn't. The field of view doesn't change anything while you're driving cockpit. That's how it is, I think. Not 100%, but I think that's the case. Yeah, that's the preferences. Let's pop out in the options, controls. Let's see, force feedback or advanced wheel settings first. I'm running 1080 degrees on the wheel. Well, now it might be 900 because my PC settings are a bit messed up sometimes. It loads 900 automatically. If I forget to change, I'm running less than 270 in that case. I'm running 25% saturation, which means 270 degrees if you have 1080. If it's 900, I'm not sure. Steering linearity, I had it on -3 for like forever, more or less. It makes it less sensitive around the middle in this area and more sensitive out here in the end when you drive. So you don't have to rotate as much. If you have it on the plus side, it's going to make it more sensitive around the middle and like flatten out more when you get out to the end, I think, if I'm not completely off. Don't trust me on that one. Do tests, trial and error and stuff. Throttle saturation 100, dead zones. My clutch is a bit weird. Sometimes it doesn't zero out completely. That's why I have it at 5-10%. Clutch saturation, I should have it at 60. So it bites faster. Let's see. Center steering, soft lock off, of course, since I'm running a lower degree. Let's try the vibration and feedback. These are what I'm running at the moment. These three I switch around a bit depending on my mood and how my hand feels. I'm usually running these between 75 and 125. I'm usually having them on the same amount. Now I'm running 75, 100, 100. These three are what you need to change to decide how much the wheel works with or against you. How strong it is. The T500 has a pretty strong motor, so for me this is good. If you have the T300, you might have to bump this up to 100, 125, 125 to get the same strength as my wheel, I guess. On PS4, the PS4 seems to deliver less power to the wheel than the PC. So on the PS4, this would be... I would set these a bit higher, I guess. I'm not sure how much. I would just set them a bit higher to get the same feeling. The force feedback feel on the PS4 and PC are pretty much the same. They just have a few extra. They have engine in here, engine vibrations. We don't have that on PC. Suspension, I don't really use. Road noise, like, no thanks, I don't need that. I don't need to feel the rumbling from the gravel or whatever. Tire slip, I don't really feel dust much. But I have it on max anyway, because I don't know. If it subconsciously actually transmits something to my brain, it's a good thing. Collision I don't need. I never crash, right? If you crashed into something, why would you need to know? Because you know you have already. Soft lock, I wanna stop it when it reaches my max degrees. I wanna have a firm stop, as firm as possible. And when you get on track again after having crashed, I want it to center. So that's why I have a steering center force on. That's pretty much it. These are like zero, yeah. Apart from the zero, max, these are what you should change and play around with. The self-aligning torque, it's like, you can feel it on Pant Mar when the road slopes off to both sides like this. That's when you can feel this working, self-aligning torque, because it pulls you. You can feel how the road is sloping off to the sides. Wheel friction is just the weight, how much strength needed to throw it around to the sides. And tire friction is in corners. I think this one is what makes it easier with the rear wheel drives. I'm not sure. I have this one pretty much set at the same thing. When I'm using this wrist brace, I can set this a bit higher. I could probably go 100, 125, 125 as well. The higher you can go, the more feel you get for the car. On rear wheel drives, I can go higher. On four wheel drives, especially the modern cars, I need to lower it because you have to work a lot harder to actually keep the wheel set in the middle when you're landing on Finland with a 2010 or whatever. There's a lot more strength going on in the modern cars because they have a lot more grip than. While the rear wheel drives, the more strength you can have in these three, the better you're gonna feel the car, and the more you're gonna be able to feel where it's going, where it's pointing, where you're gonna shoot it off to. So that was a bit long, but I hope maybe there was some info in it that was correct. It's been a long time since I messed with this. I run what I've always been running for the last at least half a year, more or less. So do your own research before changing anything and test in the custom events, I'd say. Thank you for watching, guys. If there are any questions, just drop them in the comments. I'm usually pretty quick at answering questions. I try to be on top of things. And comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye, guys.